So only now do you want to take notice of us. Los Ingobernables, Naito, Vega, and their little gang. We're expecting them to be the main talking point of last week. That was until the Death Triangle ran roughshod over the Young Bucks. At True Grit, I'm gonna win Ultimate X to become X Division champion once again, but tonight we have signed the open contract to face NLW champion Daniel Bryan, Kenny Omega and Kevin Owens in a 6-man tag. And boys, I know you must be thinking about the triple cage match. You're competing in a True Grit, but the only triple you boys need to fear tonight is the Death Triangle. You won't make it to the pay-per-view. And if we have our way, LRJ, neither will you. Because there's only room for one dominant faction here in NLW. And it's Triangulo de la Muerte. Just one episode away from NLW True Grit live on pay-per-view. It is 1 week away, folks, and tonight the men who will be competing in the triple cage match at True Grit will compete in our main event. It is a 6-man tag team match. The Death Triangle, Pac, Penta, Phoenix take on Daniel Bryan, the NLW champion, Kenny Omega and Kevin Owens. But that's not all. A huge singles match as Chris Jericho goes one-on-one with the Ministry's Buddy Murphy. And this is just days away from Jericho's match against The Undertaker. It's going to be buried alive. And, well, we talk about True Grit. This man has a lot on his mind. The Antichrist of professional wrestling, Jeff Hardy, but what is this casket doing on stage? And there you see him, Mr. Money in the Bank, Jeff Hardy, who's been tormenting his brother Matt. And at True Grit, it's going to be Jeff versus Matt one-on-one. If Jeff Hardy wins, Matt's contract becomes property of Jeff's. If Matt wins, Jeff will denounce this higher power that he's been talking about, and maybe, just maybe, the healing can begin. But why has he come out in this casket? And what has he got to say ahead of True Grit and his match against Matt Hardy?
This casket symbolizes your career, Matt. At True Grit, you will see the light. I heard what you said about me on Turbo, and I have to admit, it made me choked up because I wanted to puke. You want your brother back. Your brother is standing right here. Your brother is Mr. Money in the Bank. I can cash it in anytime I want, Matt. I have a golden opportunity, and you want to piggyback off my success. And you know what? When you threw me into that lake, it changed me, Matt. I don't hate you anymore. I take pity on you. You need to be guided, Matt, and the higher power can show you the way. It's helped me, Matt, and it can help you too, and the only way it can help you, Matt, is if I've got control over your contract. And it's kind of funny, because this is what you've been doing to me for years, holding me down, using me to win tag team titles. I want the glory now, Matt. I was the workhorse in that tag team, and now you can't ride my coattails. you understand why once the higher power is revealed, Matt. If you beat me at True Grit, and it's a big if you manage to beat me, fine. I'll denounce that higher power. But that higher power is watching over me, Matt, and he's going to guide me to victory. And you'll be stronger because of it. Right now, you are broken. I've left you. Every woman you've ever been with is cheating on you. And hell, it's only a matter of time before Rebby hits me up. Your kids should be ashamed to have...
Matt Hardy now, coming in from behind, and thank goodness he stopped that spiel that Jeff Hardy was spouting. Matt Hardy's heard enough. And now he's being held back by security, but Jeff Hardy with a steel chair. Jeff Hardy with a steel chair and a twist of fate. With that chair wrapped around the skull of Matt Hardy. And oh my God. Jeff Hardy climbing the ladder. Not a swanton from there. And he jumps down. Well, he's trying to play mind games and psych out Matt Hardy here. Mr. Money in the Bank. Vicious as ever. I feel bad for Matt Hardy. And one can only hope this whole situation will be sorted at True Grit, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
Look, we may hate each other's guts, but you and I both know Daniel Bryan shouldn't be the NLW champion. Now tonight, I'm not looking to attack any of you. Because when I beat you guys in that triple cage at True Grit, I want to know that I've beaten you guys at 100%. So even if it is a stupid trope to have the opponents team together in the main event, you know what? I'm willing to play ball. But look, a couple weeks ago, I was honest to Daniel Bryan. I told him that you would stab him in the back if it meant you could be NLW champion. And you know it. But I'm telling you, Kenny, don't be naive. Daniel Bryan is a vicious son of a bitch. He doesn't deserve to be champion. Me and you both beat him 1-2-3. So watch out for that slimy little goat later. Because if anybody's going to stab you in the back, I'm telling you right now, it's probably going to be him rather than me.
Hey, you boys want to fight right now? Let's do it.
Oh, hold on, hold your horses. We already had a fight, didn't we? We fought on Turbo. Tonight, we'd rather have a gentleman's game. A good old-fashioned beer drinking contest. We settle our beef. Each of us puts $500 in the center of the table. Whoever drinks the most beer takes it all. What do you say? You know what? I know you're not going to turn down a drinking challenge, boys. We're going to go get the beers. Finally, you said something smart. Hell, you're on, boys, but I'm warning you, Bradshaw and Ron Simmons have never lost a drinking contest with any two rubes. Bottoms up.
A very unique stip for tonight, a beer drinking contest. And now we're ready for tag team action. Two of the men competing in Ultimate X at True Grit, teaming for the first time ever on NLW. Mustafa Ali, the winner of the Super X Cup, who last week was supposed to have his shot at the X Division Championship until Pac ruined it. So Ali will get his shot at Ultimate X along with 3 other men, including the former champion, Ricochet. And Ricochet last week tried to come to the rescue of Ali before Pac laid him out with a solid steel chair. And Pac's going to be in action tonight in our main event, along with the Death Triangle. And the Death Triangle last week were victims of LIJ, the new faction here in NLW, who we are going to be seeing compete for the very first time as a group. And there you see them. Los Ingobernables, Garza, Selena Vega, Andrade, Tetsuya Naito, and the X Division champion Hiromu Takahashi. Naito helped Takahashi win that championship And now it seems like LIJ are going to help him keep it. At least that's what they hope to do at True Grit and Ultimate X. So it's going to be Andrade and Garza teaming up together. It was 2 weeks ago here on this program. Garza went up to Andrade, said, "What are you doing? You're Andrade, you're better than what you've been doing recently." And now, he's in one of the hottest factions here in NLW. Is the Lucha Libre style on display. A powerbomb, and now a pin from Ricochet. Back on their feet, but Andrade makes the tag and a drop kick into a Hurricane Rana. Garza and Andrade. A dream team after that knife edge chop you see, but Ricochet comes back with the handspring kick. And now going to make the tag to Ali. And Ali comes in with a facebuster. Taking out Garza. And now Garza's down in the center of the ring. Ali going to the top. Can Ali hit the 054? But Zelina Vega on the apron, distracting him. And that allows Garza to take advantage. And now what the hell is Garza doing? All the way slam, avalanche slam, and a kick out from Ali. Garza pulling out all the stops here in this match. And LIJ last week, they laid out everyone. Ali, Ricochet and Pac. They were very dominant. And now, at the moment, Ricochet trying to stop the momentum that LIJ has gathered over the past week. And now they're protecting him, but in comes Ricochet with a Fosby flop over the top. Wiping out Naito, Garza and Andrade. And now Ricochet wanting that 630 splash on Andrade. Can he hit it? But wait a minute. Hiromu Takahashi shaking the top rope. Ricochet fell. And Andrade takes advantage. And look at that on the other side. Zelina Vega stopping Ali from getting involved. Well, LIJ, Los Ingobernables, having strength in numbers and picking up a big victory here tonight. But wait a minute. From behind, it's the bastard Pac with a brutalizer on Hiromu Takahashi. Pac's also going to be competing in Ultimate X, and look out for the Lucha Brothers. Death Triangle, LIJ, brawling. It's faction warfare here tonight. They're all fighting down here, and what the hell? It's Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston on the balcony and dives onto everyone. Kofi Kingston wiping out everyone in sight. Kofi qualified for Ultimate X 2 weeks ago on Turbo, and now Kofi wants to be the next X Division champion.
AJ, did you hear what we said on Turbo? Look, I just want you to know we're not going to turn our backs on you like we did the Young Bucks, okay? You know how those guys are. And we want to say at True Grit, when you're competing in that Atlas Championship match, we've got your back. After all, we're good brothers. Hey, look, I appreciate the offer, guys, and I trust you. I don't necessarily agree with how you handled your business with the Young Bucks, but that's between you and them. As for having my back, look, you've had my back recently, and I appreciate it, but I gotta do this on my own, man. I need to prove that AJ Styles is still the phenomenal one. And I can only do that by beating Keith Lee and whatever Yahoo wins tonight in that triple threat match at True Grit, and I will be the first ever Atlas champion. So thanks, but no thanks, boys. I got this. What do you think you're doing taking my championship match at Turbo, huh? I was supposed to go to Ultimate X, not you. Well, I was also supposed to compete in the Atlas title match, but apparently you scrapped that for me. So, doesn't feel good to have a taste of your own medicine, does it, Xavier? At True Grit, all those other guys, they're going to be too preoccupied with their own problems and grudges. That's going to leave me to win Ultimate X and become the new X Division champion, baby! But you see, I'm not bringing the gold back to the New Day, because as of right now, Kofi Kingston is done with the New Day.
Oh my. Well, Kofi leaving Xavier Woods high and dry, and can you blame him? Certainly not. Kofi has a title opportunity at True Grit. And speaking of True Grit, this man, Y2J, has the opportunity to rid The Undertaker from NLW. At True Grit, it will be Chris Jericho one-on-one with The Undertaker in a Buried Alive match. And I have to show you the footage. It's not pretty, folks. Kane, he's been talking about his brother Kane recently and holding him captive. He wanted 2 weeks ago to recruit Bayley to the Ministry, and then Murphy, who was supposed to be her friend, turned his back on her. And thank goodness Chris Jericho came back to prevent any further damage, but Jericho challenged The Undertaker to a Buried Alive match at True Grit, and it's on. But tonight, Jericho's going to go one-on-one with The Undertaker's disciple, Buddy Murphy. And how Murphy can even show his face after what he did to Bayley. The nerve of him. But it is scheduled to be Jericho and Murphy from behind with the knee and go for Murphy's Law, and this matchup underway, and turns him into a DDT. Murphy, he's either an ass or he's just been brainwashed. Either way, his actions towards Bayley were absolutely despicable. And The Undertaker, oh no, wait a minute, Chris Jericho with the walls applied, but Murphy rolls out of it. And Jericho on the outside now. And now Murphy going to fly over the top with a tope con hilo. And what is this The Undertaker's been talking about recently? Saying he can control anyone at any time, including Buddy Murphy, who comes off the top but gets caught with a heel kick. He says he's got control of his brother Kane as well. As Jericho, meanwhile, hits the Lion Salt. Is he going to go? No, he doesn't. Murphy kicks out. But Jericho wants to put an end to The Undertaker's reign of tyranny with the Ministry of Darkness, and he goes for the code breaker. But Murphy drops him down, and the Kamigoye. That stiff knee stroke to the face, but a kick out from Chris Jericho. Either Jericho or The Undertaker at NLW True Grit is going to be buried 6 feet under, but who will it be? Murphy goes for the bicycle knee, but Jericho turns it around into the walls. And this is exactly what Murphy deserves for what he did to Bayley. And now he's tapping, begging for mercy. And now Jericho not letting go of the hold. Normally I'd tell him to stop, but quite frankly, Murphy deserves it. And Jericho wrenching him back for what he's done. And oh, wait a minute. That's the sound of The Undertaker. And now the Ministry surrounding the ring. Jericho has nowhere to go. The Ministry of Darkness are going to swarm him. Oh, and the lights are out again. That's got to be Kane. Wait a minute. Kane is back. He delivers a tombstone to Jericho. Clearly, The Undertaker has got control over his brother. And that's not Kane. It's The Undertaker. The Undertaker, disguised as his brother, who he says he's holding captive. Well, he's got that mask. You have to believe he is being held. And what do you suppose will happen when it's buried alive at True Grit? Undertaker and Jericho.
A man with a thirst for greatness.
And that is undisputed.
A rattlesnake fixated on revenge.
Adam Cole, your ass belongs to Stone Cold.
No rules, no mercy.
We are gonna punish you, Austin. I'm gonna tear through the Undisputed Era if it's the last thing I do.
NLW presents True Grit live on YouTube. For early access to this event, visit patreon.com/No Limits Wrestling.
Ladies, this is the contract signing for your Women's Championship match at True Grit. It's going to be Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey, and I would like to point out to you, Miss Lynch, that by signing this contract, you agree that if you lose, you may never challenge Ronda Rousey for that women's title again. You both like to sign the contract. And you can just see the intensity in these two women. Becky Lynch's arm is still injured after last week. She's got it in a sling. And now the match is... Oh, wait a minute. Shayna Baszler attacking Becky and... Oh, wait! Using the arm! And now dropping Shayna through the table. Becky's arm isn't as injured as we thought, and she'll be ready to take the fight to Rousey at True Grit.
Oh my god, that's a lot of beer. Oh boy, FTR. Oh, you got pretty little faces, don't you, for a couple of rubes? Ha ha ha! Well, yeah, they are pretty, aren't they? Oh, damn, I guess you guys won the money. You won the contest. Congratulations. Oh, hell yeah, Ron. I told you, we never lose a drinking contest. And yeah, you know, it's going to be difficult for us to win because, you know, we haven't drank anything. We're so hydrated. Oh, I forgot to mention, boys, we're drinking water, so once again, the FTR outsmarts the APA. Hey, what the hell do you mean you aren't drinking beer? You're drinking water like a couple of pans? What, you want to fight right now, huh? Oh, hell nah, boys, I don't want to fight two sad drunks, but I will take that money since you're not going to do anything about it. Hey, we got plenty of water. Best you guys sober up. Better offer him some too. No, I don't think he's drunk. He's always like that. Let's just take the money. Oh, Ron, they got us. They got us, Ron. Well, what the hell are you looking at? Freshly orange, sweet orange. Oh,
well, the APA getting a bit too merry. That's going to be a combustible situation when it's FTR and the APA together. And coming up next, folks, another combustible matchup. The winner joins Keith Lee and AJ Styles in the Atlas title match at True Grit. And about to make his way to the ring, he is the ring general, Walter. A man who thus far in NLW has never been pinned, never been submitted, and tonight wants to continue that momentum that he's built and go on to True Grit and potentially become the first ever NLW Atlas champion. But he's got a tough task on his hands. And the other opponent here, the master of the 619, Rey Mysterio. A man who in 2021 has sadly been plagued with a couple of injuries. However, he's riding a wave of momentum, you know. He's picked up victories against the likes of Kofi Kingston. He lasted really long in that Battle Royal. And tonight, wants to elevate himself, earn his first taste of title gold in NLW by becoming the first ever Atlas champion. And there is a size differential there, but there's also another big, beefy man set to do battle in this triple threat contest. Representing Sanity, it is the Beast of Belfast, Killian Dain. And Killian Dain, he is looking very intense right now. He does not have Sanity by his side here tonight. He's going to try and go this alone. And Dain, you know, he'd love to bring some title gold to Sanity. As Rey Mysterio looks on, the match is underway, and Walter and Dain, these two behemoths, battling it out now. And Rey tries to get involved, but gets chopped right down. And now the Beast, with a crossbody and the senton, in for the cover. But Rey Mysterio, with a springboard leg drop, breaks it up. And now a drop kick, but Dain stays on his feet, and oh, Rey going for the Hurricane Rana, but Dain caught him. And now, oh my God, look at that from Rey Mysterio, the Destroyer. But Dain powers out. And meanwhile, Walter with the German suplex, lifting the 300-pound frame of Killian Dain. But now Rey Mysterio with a 619. Is Rey going to do it? No! Good God! Chopped out of midair. Walter swatted him out of the air like a fly. And now going for the Ulster plantation, but Walter with a sleeper and a suplex. Dane landed right on the top of his head. Meanwhile, Ray rolling on Walter, but Walter rolls through. And a powerbomb! A great big powerbomb wipes out Ray, and Walter is going to True Grit. This matchup was a sprint, not a marathon. They just hit each other with everything they had. It was explosive, it was powerful, and ultimately it is Walter going to True Grit to challenge for the Atlas title. Well, you know what? I'll give big credit to Ray, considering he was in there with two beasts. That was the downfall for him, getting chopped in mid-air. Walter took out Dane, and Ray, he tried the roll-up, but it was rolled through, and Walter destroying Ray with that powerbomb. Ultimately, the size differential was too much, despite Ray's best efforts. And now Walter is going to True Grit. And oh, wait a minute! From behind, it's the Good Brothers. The Good Brothers who've been helping AJ Styles recently. Trying to get the jump on Walter, but in comes Styles. And just like he said earlier tonight, he doesn't want the Good Brothers' help. He wants to win the match at True Grit on his own. And the Good Brothers obliging, but AJ doesn't seem happy that they're trying to do some dirty work for him. Look out for Keith Lee! The Limitless One with a big time pounce to AJ Styles to the outside. And would you look at this? These two behemoths staring each other in the eyes. They will come to blows at True Grit. It's going to be Keith Lee, Walter and AJ Styles, who is going to become the first ever Atlas champion.
Adam Cole has asked me to speak on behalf of the Undisputed Era right now. Despite being banned from ringside at True Grit for the street fight between Adam Cole and Stone Cold Steve Austin, we will be providing moral support in the back. Adam says it's going to be violent, it's going to be bloody, and he says justice will be served to Stone Cold Steve Austin. The torment he's put the Undisputed Era through, smashing our car, spraying us in beer and holding us back. It ends at True Grit when Adam Cole ends Stone Cold's career. And that's not just a fact, that is... Oh damn, Adam, what's the catchphrase? It slipped my mind.
Oh my god, it's Adam Cole! Oh, and the Brainbuster!
That is undisputed.
Adam Cole laying Steve Austin out with a Brainbuster on the hood of that car. Disgusting scenes just there. Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era with the ambush on Austin. Well, it's going to be Cole versus Austin at True Grit. Speaking of True Grit, it is just 1 week away. Part 1 will be this Saturday, June 26th, UK start time of 6 p.m. And if you want to watch the whole show right now, you can do so by going to patreon.com/No Limits Wrestling and signing up for just $3. And I'm telling you what, it's a hell of a match card, including Ultimate X for the X Division title, Hiromu defends against Pac, Ricochet, Kofi Kingston and Mustafa Ali. We've also got brother versus brother. If Matt loses, Jeff owns his contract, but if Matt wins, then Jeff will denounce this higher power he's been talking about. Plus, championships on the line, including the Atlas title. Walter, Keith Lee, AJ Styles, one of these men has the opportunity to etch their name into history, and we will find out who will be the first ever Atlas champion at True Grit. Plus, it's a buried alive match. The Undertaker and his Ministry of Darkness have taken things to a whole new level. Will Chris Jericho be the one to stop the Undertaker's evil deeds? Also, women's title on the line. Ronda Rousey defends against Becky Lynch. If Becky doesn't win, she will never be able to challenge Ronda for that title again. And it's going to be a street fight. Stone Cold Steve Austin goes one-on-one with Adam Cole. Austin has ensured that the Undisputed Era will be banned from ringside, but you'll have to wonder what Austin's condition is going to be after the Brainbuster on that car. And the main event, it's a triple cage match, only the second ever triple cage match in NLW history for the NLW title. Daniel Bryan defends against Kenny Omega and Kevin Owens inside the triple cage. And those three men competing in that match, are scheduled to compete in 6-man tag team action in our main event tonight. NLW Commissioner Shawn Michaels trying to get a ratings advantage having these three team together in the main event. Can they coexist? Because that matchup is up next. And the first man to make his way to the ring is the cleaner, Kenny Omega. And if you haven't watched it yet, folks, go and watch the Triple Cage preview up on this channel. Gives you some real interesting insight into each of these men's mindsets heading in to the biggest match of their careers. And now Kevin Owens, and we heard what he said to Kenny Omega earlier tonight. If anybody's going to turn on you, Kenny Omega, tonight, it's not going to be him, it's going to be Daniel Bryan. Well, this is what Owens has been doing, trying to get into the mind and pit Omega and Bryan against each other. And if he wants to win this match here tonight, he's got to get along with Omega and Bryan. Easier said than done, though. And now you hear the music of the NLW champion, Daniel Bryan. This is going to be perhaps his biggest test of his title reign at True Grit, when he defends the title inside of the Triple Cage. It is undoubtedly the most dangerous match we've ever conceived here in this company. And tonight, the Death Triangle have made it their mission to make sure that one of, if not all of these men, won't make it to True Grit. After all, we saw what the Death Triangle did to the Young Bucks last week, laying them out, injuring Nick and Matt Jackson, and now the Lucha Brothers and Pac teaming tonight in our main event. Can Owens, Bryan and Omega coexist in our main event up next?
The NLW Championship will be on the line. Daniel Bryan, Kenny Omega, and Kevin Owens inside the Triple Cage.
NLW presents True Grit live on YouTube. For early access to this event, visit patreon.com/No Limits Wrestling.
Welcome back to NLW Live. This is our main event. The Death Triangle taking on Daniel Bryan, Kenny Omega and Kevin Owens in a 6-man tag team match as Phoenix kicks the head off of Daniel Bryan, and again with that spinning kick. And in comes Pac with a standing shooting star in for the cover, but a kick out from Bryan. And we know the problems that Pac and Daniel Bryan have had. They've had many battles for that NLW title as Bryan makes the tag to Kenny Omega, who kicks Pac halfway across the ring. And now picks up the bastard and drives him with a sit-out powerbomb, but Pac kicks out. We are just 1 week away from True Grit. Penta coming in and delivers a vicious lung blower to Kenny Omega. And now Phoenix tagged. And they want that Look at that. He's going for the pile driver, but Kevin Owens stops it. And a cutter from Phoenix. Another V-trigger from Kenny Omega, and delivers a Snapdragon suplex. But Rey Fenix right back up, rolling into the cutter. The Death Triangle are as spectacular as they are deadly. As Pac goes to the top rope, Bryan and Owens arguing who should be tagged in. But Pac on the top rope, shooting star, lands on his feet, and a Kintaro crusher from Kenny Omega. They took out the Young Bucks last week, and Death Triangle want to take out Kenny Omega right now. But can Omega make the tag? Owens wants it, he's telling him. But now Owens saying you should have tagged me. But it is Bryan being tagged into the match. And you can see Kevin Owens saying, I'm the fresher man, should have tagged me in. And he goes for the Psycho knee. He gets caught into the Brutalizer. Pac with the Brutalizer on Daniel Bryan. He had this locked in on Hiromu Takahashi earlier tonight. And now Owens with the Swanton and a super kick. Phoenix, meanwhile, spring tornado into a stunner. Good lord, what a stunner. caught him in midair. Kevin Owens wiping out the Death Triangle and now stunning the NLW champion Daniel Bryan. Well, Kevin Owens says, if you don't need me, then I guess I'm going to leave. And to be honest, I understand, but at the same time, you're paid to be their tag partner tonight. But right now, Pac with a super kick to Kenny Omega. This has turned into a glorified handicap match right now. And the Black Arrow, but Pac misses. And Kenny Omega with a tope con hilo. The rise of the Terminator flying out onto the Lucha Bros. And now Pac and Kenny are the legal men. The Lucha Bros are wiped out, but look at Bryan. He doesn't realise that he's not the legal man. Bryan looking for the knees, but he hits Omega instead. And now Phoenix dragging out Bryan as Pac locks in the Brutalizer. I think Kenny Omega is out. Kenny Omega is knocked out from those knees. And the referee calls it. And the Death Triangle pick up a huge victory here tonight. Well, the miscommunication between Bryan and Omega proving too much to overcome. Omega knocked Loopy, and what Owen said earlier tonight has come true. Well, look at this stunner again. Perhaps the most spectacular move I've ever seen. And then Owen stunning Bryan, his own partner, walking away, but Omega trying to take out the Death Triangle on his own. Bryan accidentally hitting Omega. And I think Omega thinks that was intentional. He was knocked out in that Brutalizer. And thus, the Death Triangle win our main event. Well, Bryan having some words for Omega, but the Lucha Bros and Pac winning. And look at Pac. He's looking behind him and he's telling the Lucha Bros, we got to get out of here. Obviously, LIJ could be anywhere. And look out! One-winged angel. One-winged angel. Laying out the NLW champion. And is this the sight we will see at NLW True Grit? The Triple Cage. The biggest match in NLW history. Who will leave the Triple Cage as the NLW champion?